Hello, my name is Farah. Welcome to my YouTube, where tonight I'll be talking about 90 Day Fiancé Season 8. It's already episode 11. So, honey, 12 and it's, enough ounces for a pound. Or is there 16 ounces in a pound? Is it 12 ounces in a pound? 16 ounces in a quart, a pint. Okay, well, God bless. This is why we should just all go to the metric system that the Europe people are, holding down, because this is crazy that we have to memorize all this. And I blame, again, the educational system in America. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. If you haven't yet, go ahead, subscribe. You'll like this video. You're going to be into me if you don't know me. My name is Chris. But if you already are subscribed, just like the video. Or dislike it. You do you. I don't want to tell you what to do, but I also want you to do what I want you to do. And that's really the balance that I have to fucking find when it comes to my own dating life and my own relationships. Okay, let's get into this episode. So like always, I'm going to go through the episode, my little notes, and if you really want to say something, you're welcome to super chat me. You definitely don't have to. I'll see at the end, I'll be able to talk to you guys, but I want to make sure that if you're rewatching this, it's not hell on earth. But other than that, thank you so much for being here. Hello. Okay, you guys, this was a good episode, and I'll tell you why. There was no Andrew and Amara. They never see each other, obviously, right? Or we just have to, this is enough of this. I'm just sick of some of the storylines that have been dragged out. For instance, we should have already met who Hazel wants to be with. I can't believe we have to have this threesome girlfriend storyline being dragged to the skin of our teeth. It's too much. Okay, we'll get into it. But I do want to start with Brandon and Julia. By the way, yes, I gave you a lot of eyeliner. Also, yes, I went to the Arabic store. Hi, Zayed. And I bought random chips in random flavors, and I'm going to try them for you at some point. This is called the Snack Mix, and it's French cheese flavored. French cheese. What's that going to be like, brie? If you ever tried these, tell me what you think. This is just pizza flavored. Can't go wrong. But it's Arabic pizza flavored. Remember how, what's his face? The honey people, Marcel, just really liked that, no, Tunisian pizza is the best. He's not from Tunis. Where was Marcel from? Tangine. No, I don't know. I'm so sorry. But you guys know what I'm talking about. We'll see what that pizza's like. I'm so happy you guys are here. Yay, turkey. Oh my God, I should make you a moderator. I'm doing that now. Okay. So Brandon and Julia. Starts, typical, what we've grown accustomed to, which is that these Eastern women come over, these Eastern European women come over, honey, and they get pregnant fast. And then just immediately start throwing up. I've never been pregnant. And I want to know, is the percentage of women who have morning sickness, all of them? All of the pregnant women? Do some women get morning sickness and some don't? Is it only in the morning? But I mean, God bless, these women be throwing up. So Julia's I want to throw up. And Brandon's should I pull over? And we're well, do you want throw up in your car? Is the natural answer. Do you want throw up in your car? If no, yes, pull over. If you want throw up in your car, you're looking for some throw up, this is a prime opportunity to not pull over and get throw up in your car. And have to clean it up after, or not, or get Betty to do it. I don't know what your plan was, but I mean, obviously pull over. So, I don't know what she was nauseous for, but anyway, because we end up finding out, God bless, she's not pregnant. But the way that this happens is, for some reason, Brandon's first reaction is, tell my mom, I gotta tell my mom, I gotta tell my mom. And Julia's what? No, why don't we just take a test first? He's what test? No, tell mom everything. I got a Betty. I mean, I don't know how Betty beated Brandon's brain down in his youth, but he is attached to those people. He's so attached to his parents. I mean, oh God, I'm trying to think. Here's the thing. I do somewhat understand. I think as an only child, you can get super attached to your parents because you have literally no one else. I mean, just no one else or whatever. But he tells his parents that Julia could be pregnant, and they are why'd you tell us? Ron specifically is you're dumb for telling That's dumb. No, you don't have to tell me. Just keep it to yourself. Be a man. You know, like Ron is so disappointed, I feel like, in the man that Brandon has become. And Betty is so happy because Betty has Brandon like wrapped around her finger, honey. So Betty like feigns like, I don't know what that Brandon, but she keeps him close, and his immature choices keep him close. While Ron is the one that's like, why the fuck did you tell us? Like, who raised you? Mm. So much water. I specifically put the sport top on to not have what just happened, which is a rainfall, a waterfall of water out of my mouth on the camera. And that's exactly what happened. I'm so sorry. I'm so thirsty. I'm saying six Nick starts at 6 weeks. God bless the mothers out there. So much wet. Okay. So then during this conversation with his parents, they're like, well, pretty much like the whole thing is like the undercurrent of like, we told you, stop having raw dog sex or you'll get pregnant, right? And Brandon's like MO is to always blame Julia, like so much so that he forgets Julia's there. Because he's so used to being like, well, parents, mom, dad, how Julia is wanting to fuck me all the time. My bed, even though you guys don't want that, but I can't help this crazy bitch, Julia, like she wants to move out, like, so he does that. Julia's there and he's like, well, she keeps she tried telling her to have condoms on during sex. And Julia's like, why are you blaming me for getting pregnant? Julia like cannot fathom that Brandon isn't as adult and mature as that, like, as she thinks, or no, as she would like him to be. And, join the club, Julia. We all can't. And it's really like horrifying to watch. It's horrifying to watch a lot. Like, were you guys also not upset? Sometimes I get upset where I'm just like, can we just know how babies work? Because a lot of people want to have children and can't have children. A lot of people I know have had children and didn't want to have children. A lot of children have felt unwanted in this world. There's a lot of like overpopulation. So at some point, it's just hard to watch like two kids just be like, well, I don't know how babies work. I don't want to keep fucking. Oh, I don't want to have kids. What a nightmare to have kids. Like they're having a whole scene talking about what a nightmare it is for them to be pregnant or have kids. And when I'm watching this, I'm like, she can't possibly be pregnant because you can't just have this scene. Like you can't just watch your parents in 10 years, like be like, oh, that's how you guys found out and you were just assholes about it. But my point being, it's hard to watch these kids just be so willy-nilly about like how babies go and why they, like why they've been so flippant or how they've been so flippant about having them. Because it's like a whole thing. It's like a whole life, obviously, right? Like that, if a baby's born, a baby's born. And it's just, I don't know. It's just like annoying to have to watch these like babies having babies, even though they're not babies. They're like 30 almost. They're 27s and 30s. But these kids be so like, oh, we didn't want it. This wasn't the plan. And it's like, well, then just put a goddamn condom on it. I'm looking at you, Ryan. Okay, first off, I'm going to try the French cheese snack mix, 100% dried potato. Okay. So then what's happening is they then have a pregnancy test, and guess what? It's not pregnant. And I think it was fake. That's when I started reading. I'm like, oh, it's fake. Because you really can't have a whole negative reaction to a kid like this and then have it be real. Like, it's so horrible to watch. Like, you can't just damage a kid for the rest of your life at that being your birth announcement. Just like two kids being like, no! You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's good. Again, this flavor is called French cheese. I can't tell you what's specifically French. Like, is it that the cheese I'm tasting is brie over like a cheddar or a Parmesan? Maybe. There's a lightness to it. Okay. Oh, I didn't do this right. Oh, no, this is supposed to be over here. Okay, maybe I did. Okay, next couple, Stephanie and Ryan. Okay, so now I understand, and we can piece together how this worked, because we understood that some shit went down where she accused Ryan of a sexual assault type thing that later on, these are good. I'll tell you why these are good also. They're like pastas. Some are like this, almost like a penne shape, and some are like this, almost like a rotini shape. And they showed the Stephanie Ryan thing. Okay, you guys can be so pissed I keep eating. Okay. So now I get to see what happens, which is after this night, what happens is Stephanie had brought, amongst all the other things, condoms for Ryan to wear. They haven't worn condoms in their past, but she said she wanted to wear condoms now because she hadn't been with him in 10 months and she wanted to be protected that way. They drink, they do their things, they're making out later, they're effing later, just like already effing. And Stephanie's like, I feel a little dry. And the fact that we know all these details is like, I mean, I don't want to make fun of this, but I mean, my God, this woman is like, feel a little dry down there, Ryan. Ryan, what's happening down there? You know, and Ryan's like, you know, just raw dogging you like Brandon and Julia do. You know, I don't know, just like Usman and Lisa do, like they're doing the Lisa Usman shuffle, honey, is what we're doing. And Stephanie's like, what? I told you I wanted to wear condoms and I want to get a lubricant on with the condoms. Okay, so then she gets really upset. The next morning is where we pick up with the cameras, where she then wants to have a conversation about it with Ryan on camera, and Ryan isn't having it. Okay, is not having the conversation, is out the door. It's like, my taxi's here, and by taxi, Ryan meant 2 legs, honey, because there was no taxi. We watched, like, the cameras, like, watched Ryan walk out of the resort, honey, and, like, I mean, walk. So she gets on the phone with Ryan. Ryan then heard talk later, like, it's the he said, she said of this part, which is, we've never used condoms in the past. You know, she was just like crazy and drunk, and, you know, like, why bring this up, and like, why embarrass him is what he's saying. Like, she's trying to embarrass me. And Stephanie is like very upset because she feels like violated. And I'm not going to make a judgment on this whatsoever. I think that it's a really shitty situation. And, you know, if she feels violated, my heart breaks for her. And already my heart has hurt for Ryan the majority of the time, because not involving the sexual situation, Stephanie's manipulation of him and the money thing, it just seems really crazy. Stephanie has, I think, and this has no bearing again on the sexual assault thing. I'm trying to like really be PC about this. Stephanie has issues. I mean, she is, you know, like, she is medicated to a crazy point where it's very obvious on TV. And when we watch her spiral after this, she immediately calls Ryan's cousin Harris to come over, wants him to come over. He's like, I'm not going to come over now. I'll come over tomorrow, I guess, or whatever. Then calls Maria, her best friend / psychic. Maria answers the FaceTime like this. Maria's like, hi. You're like, all right, Maria, take a goddamn step back. Maria, who the whole time has been like, you're going to marry Ryan and then he's going to cheat on you. And now Maria's like, I already knew this was going to happen. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. You're supposed to be with Harris. This whole thing to bring you and Harris together. All right. Okay. That's what happens. So it just is like, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It was very hard to watch. Like, I don't think we should be watching it. It seems like I mean, it's messed up, effed up. This is the pizza flavor. Very oregano. Oh, oh, it's so gross. That is disgusting. And it tastes like old oregano, like your grandma's oregano from like 1994. And you were just like, do you have something to sprinkle on some sauce I'm making? She's like, try this. It's like gray. Oh, I cannot tell you how gross that was. The French cheese was a winner, especially the little pasta noodle like shapes, but that pizza, honey, absolutely not. So we have to see a lot of Stephanie's like bejeweled short jeans in the scene, and there's also a part where she thinks that maybe Ryan has stolen her grandmother's ring. She's like, he couldn't take everything. He left his shit here, the stuff that I brought him. But where's the ring? Where's the ring? Like blames him that he took it, then finds a little pouch that's just sitting on her bed for some reason. And in there is the ring. And she's like, oh, and then she has like kind of the audacity to be like, well, Ryan, you didn't steal the ring. And that's the best part. I really thought you would. Melinda, thank you so much for the super chat. These people really are bananas. Oh, I mean, Bananas. Melinda, thank you so much. But yeah, that's so generous. But yes, honey, Banas. I mean, Bananas. That is so true. I feel like this is a season of crazy characters. Like Andrew is a crazy character. And Amir is a crazy character. And the only reason why I don't want to ever see them is because they never get together. And so it's just like, it seems like a stunted storyline, but like Brandon and Julia characters, Yara and Jovi characters. I mean, they did a good job. The Stephanie Ryan thing just obviously seems super toxic. So I also want to clock the fact that during the Maria conversation with Stephanie, she's like, oh, Stephanie, you're such a Pisces. And that hit hard. It is Pisces season. Rihanna just had a birthday. You know who else is a goddamn Pisces? Me. So when I heard that Stephanie was a Pisces, I was like, oh, fuck, no. You are a Pisces? No, because then what? You're gonna blame all of our beautiful features on all of your weaknesses and crazy cruelties? Like, what? That we're dreamy listeners and really intuitive and beautiful people that are like empathetic and giving and sensitive, and then you're gonna like use all of those like beautiful true features of your Pisces womanhood to describe how you treat people like you're empathetic. You're not empathetic. You're not generous. You are using your money to manipulate someone. That doesn't make you empathetic or generous or whatever. That's not what that means. And you are not a good listener. You literally pay Maria to listen to you. Okay? So, I mean, I cannot believe that she calls Harris. When that happened, were you just not like, okay. Stephanie's a hard one to watch, and every decision she makes is hard, and to watch her somewhat Tasmanian devil paranoid talk in these scenes. A lot of watching Stephanie in her home and in this beautiful resort she's staying in is like her walking around her bedroom in a bed with like her shit everywhere, and she's always disheveled and just sort of like stream of consciousness craziness talking, and that is what that woman's life is, except there's cats there usually, right? And they just happen to watch this woman, and she is just out of her mind, high on pills, and who knows what, but pills for sure, just like drinks and pills, just gabbing away. I mean, how did she get that business? What is Stephanie's background? I hate to say this. I cannot imagine a world in which Stephanie worked hard for her money. I don't want to take it away from her. This is true, but like, it does not seem like Stephanie has the skills and the mindset to build a business and to make substantial wealth. Like, what is Stephanie's backstory? Do we know? I mean, doesn't it feel like she's like a real housewife gone askew? She got married to someone older who like somehow bought her businesses or gave her money, or she has an investor or someone approached her or something. I mean, is she really like business savvy? And if she is, am I just watching someone who's like a functional addict? Or was she once with it and we're watching someone like disintegrate? I mean, no, this is what it is. I'll give you all the options. It's like, but we have to talk about it. I mean, what are we watching? It's never my intent to like tear down a woman, and I have been really harsh on Stephanie the time a lot of the time in my videos in this season because it really upsets me. Again, we're not talking about the sexual assault thing. I guess it upsets me that she has a business where she is like selling what looks like not well-rounded naturopathic proven sciences to help women in the realms of beauty and aging, but more like shots and things that you do that just seems like selling some sort of like snake oil salesman-esque whatever beauty treatments, and the fact that she tries to like in the beginning pin herself as like having to like uphold some sort of standard in the fields of beauty and stuff because she's the skin envy owner. It just makes me feel like she takes advantage of people, and she shouldn't because she doesn't have I think the looks to pull it off. That's what I'm saying. Nor the elegance or class. There's nothing aspirational about her. So just kind of watching a very sad, sad woman. Older, sad, lonely, cat loving woman. I mean, all the stereotypes on a bunch of pills just going crazy in her various rooms by herself. It's very like Grey Gardens, except no daughter. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to watch. It's a very interesting thing. Like, what is harder to watch? Like this archetype of Stephanie or the archetype of Betty? And why am I being so negative to women in the portrayals on this show? Are there not a lot of like positive female portrayals in the show that I can like adhere to? Because I'm going in on this person, and I understand that, but like she obviously really rubs me the wrong way and scares the F out of me. And I don't know why she scares me. Like, do I think that I'm going to become her? There's some secret part of me that if I just let go, just didn't care about anything, that I'd be like muttering to myself, like in front of my pets, high on whatever, like roaming my halls. I mean, look, I'm not saying the possibility isn't there. Like I feel like if I went through a couple of divorces or something and then just like was left a bunch of money, honey, and then just was like lonely, sure. So went down the wrong way. Honey, it's that French cheese. Okay. I should move on. Mike and Natalie. I'm so sorry. Mike and Natalie, honey. So after that therapy session, Natalie's like, I gotta get another therapy session in. So she gets this woman to do a Zoom session, honey. And this woman, Natalie's therapist, is like, has chosen like a cathedral wallpaper. I mean, you're just like, the wallpaper behind the therapist made me feel like I was about to be like hypnotized, like maybe that wasn't their intent. And maybe they're trying to get Natalie to be nicer to Mike. But oh my God. So this is also a hard couple to watch because this shit suddenly got real. It felt like. Let's go back to the therapy session. I want to like have pictures of Natalie's makeup and then like feel like what is her intention behind it? Because in the therapy session, she has this like very corpse-like nude lip. And I'm like, what is that? Like, that is, I've never seen that color on you, honey. Like, what made you buy that color? Like, what's happening? Is this like, talk about like you stripping off something? Are you almost dead from the pain that Mike's caused you? I'm like reading real into it. But in this therapy session, we finally get like a bunch more details about what the thing that happened that made Natalie upset that she talked about at a reunion. Something that she felt like was a situation in which Mike cheated on her or lied to her. And we had known kind of the details, but like basically it's this. Mike has a best friend named Sarah, who he also lived with at one point. Sarah gets married. He's going to get married in a part not near Squim. He has to like go to the place, fly there, whatever. He, in whatever city he has that Sarah's getting married, he has an uncle and an aunt there. What I'm guessing had happened was, this is what it feels like. So he tells Natalie before, like, or whatever, I'm going to go sleep over at my aunt and uncle's house and the wedding is Sunday or whatever. Saturday night, what I'm sure is like the rehearsal dinner or something like that. I'm sure they're all partying. And afterward, instead of going to his aunt and uncle's, he goes over to Sarah's house. And they're partying, they're drinking, they're smoking weed. Like, by the way, Natalie, like 14 times. It's like, and he was stoned, and you're just like, ha, 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 ha. Let him get stoned. It's like his best friend's wedding. Truly not a big problem. God, Natalie is so straight edge. She's like a vegan, straight edge, non-drinking, like orthodox, specifically orthodox in her like stringent lifestyle ways. It's, God bless. But I'm going to say this. So what happens is the next morning, Natalie calls Mike. It's wedding the morning, and Mike just picks up, honey. He's, I guess, stoned again, or still stoned, or maybe was stoned, or whatever the night before. And, like, it doesn't have her shirt on. And she hears Sarah like, all right, I'm going to take a shower. And she loses her goddamn mind. I think that Mike should have been more sensitive to the fact that it would make Natalie, his woman, uncomfortable for him to be so flippantly casual around another woman. I'm not saying that Mike doesn't have to be friends with Sarah, obviously. I think that you can just have an appropriateness and a respect level of how you inform and make sure that the person you're with is comfortable with your relationship and your behavior with other opposite sex people, if you're talking about a heterosexual cisgender relationship, which in this case we are, right? You don't want the person to be jealous all the time, but you also have to understand that, what are the optics here? What are the optics? And also, would I enjoy the optics if they were reversed? And I don't think Mike would enjoy the optics if they were reversed. Having said that, I don't know whether he cheated or not. Natalie is 100% like, he cheated. I just wish he would tell me. I just wish he would say it. He's not being truthful, and Mike is like, she's my friend. There's never been anything. She thinks of me as a brother. I think of her as a sister. Like, we've never hooked up. I wonder what Natalie wants. Like, either Natalie 100% thinks that he did it. She feels it in her gut. Or is Natalie pushing this because Natalie wants Mike to be like, I didn't do it. I never slept with her. But Mike is sort of like, oh, you're crazy if you think that. I've told you time again, you're just jealous. I wonder if she wants more of a definitive, like he would get angry at the thought of her thinking that. But it's just like they are so different, and the way that they handle things are so different. And it really is a crazy character study to watch, because you put yourself into like where you would fit into this spectrum, and who are you most like, and how you would react, and how, and it's hard. Communication's hard. Interpersonal communication's hard. People are coming from different places. People are raised so different. People's norms and cultural norms are different. And then to be able to truly see outside of yourself and put yourself in someone else's shoes is near impossible. Like, even if we're talking about like being an empath or being sensitive or whatever, like, we see this situation with the Yar and the Jovi and the Mike and the Natalie, where it's just such extreme cultures where it seems like it's just impossible for these people to understand the other's viewpoint, to understand culturally what's happening, or like how different it is. Like how that person sees the world and looks out, like how Natalie looks out of those big blue eyes with like beneath the curtain of like frizzy blonde hair is like so specific and different than how Mike has ever lived his life. So let me tell you. So they're fighting over this, right? And then Natalie, out of the goddamn pits of hell, because I truly think that after she breaks down on the beach, that's how she's feeling. And so let me say this. Natalie feels, as she said, in pain and insecure. She does not understand how she is a good person and she is here and she looks like this and she's cleaning your house. Why you are so flippant with her and not want to make her feel special or not make her feel wanted, not want to give her the ring, not want to be happy and in love. How could you not want this? Is how she's feeling. She cannot wrap her mind around it. This is how she keeps like getting Mike, right? And it's just like the thing that she can do to like get at him is be like, but I am so much more beautiful than you, you know, like I'm not trying to defend Natalie, but she says, I don't understand how you can treat me the way you do, or like how you can cheat on me or lie to me when I don't do that to you and I look like this and I am hotter than you, is what Natalie's saying. I'm going to tell you, Natalie's only marginally more hotter than Mike. Natalie is hotter than Mike, but it's a marginal level. You know, I think that, because I don't think Mike is unattractive. And I think Natalie has a potential to be more attractive, but she has to get her like look together a little bit. God bless. If you want to like be truthful about it, we have to get the hair together. It's, you know, like, look at the tones right, honey. Let's just get like the makeup looking good before we like, okay. But yes, Natalie's hotter. Natalie says that, and Mike is just like, but your beauty makes you ugly because you're just always throwing it in my face because you think you're so much hotter than me. You're just like, I don't want it. So then after this fight, they decide to take a walk on the beach. And Natalie wants to go back to therapy, and Mike's like, no. And Natalie's like, it would make me feel better if you would give me back the ring. And Mike's like, I'm not giving you that ring. And she's like, you have been using this to hold over me this whole time. And if you are not in love with me and you don't think that you want to be engaged to me, then why the F am I here? Because my whole life is somewhere else. Everything I want, everything I love, everything I need, this other place. But I've given that up to be here. And if you aren't in this, then why the fuck am I here? And you know what? She's right. She's right. What hasn't been said is Natalie needs to either say this: Mike, I'm in love with you, and I'm so insecure, and I'm so awkward, and I'm so hurt, and I'm not used to the woman having to be vulnerable in this. It's not, and I have been married before, and so I'm really fucking scared. But I love you, and I'm here, and we're so different, and that makes me even more scared. Or Natalie has to be like, Mike, I tolerate you enough, and I think I could grow to love you in some way, and I really want to live in America. Or, Mike, I want to go home. Those are her three truths. One of them is a truth. I think that like they've gotten to some minings of some truths at this point. Because I think that what she gave to Mike was like an ultimatum, like, if you aren't into this, you have to acknowledge that you have taken me from my life. I'm now in your world, in your life, cleaning up your mobile home that I'm freezing in all the goddamn time. So, again, I would love Natalie also to be like, I know that you're hurt that I threw back the ring. I wish I didn't throw back the ring. You have been holding it against me. You're mad that I threw back the ring. I wish I hadn't done it. It was bad that I did. I was hurt. I was upset. I was childish. And now you're throwing it back in my face, being those things over this goddamn ring. We either love each other or we don't. Jovi and Yara. I gotta eat one of these French cheese things. I really like them. They're good. You know what? Do you think a lot of people are watching this season? I think the season's so good. I'm really enjoying the season, but I don't feel like people are watching. And I wonder if it's just like the Discovery Plus platform just gave the TLC viewers so much at one time if people aren't like zeroing in on this season. What do you guys think? Also, if you haven't yet, will you like this video? I need you to do it. A, because it's like the algorithm part of YouTube. It tells like YouTube that like the person talking on this live isn't like literally a batshit crazy Stephanie. Bananarama Stephanie just like feeding yogurt to cats and things. Also that like this person deserves views and eyes, and then thus will give this person money. Me being that person. I really appreciate it. After these lives, I then go ahead and record and I edit like a recap. What I love doing, it's really, really fun. But I'd love to get like a couple more views. It's like, yeah, people are not watching as much as they used to. Or like my videos haven't gotten shared as much this season, or I don't know, you guys tell me what you guys are thinking. But yeah, sometimes you have to exit out of the chat, thumbs up, and to come back in. And I know it's annoying. And I hate asking, truly, but I just like kind of need it, I'm like not famous. You can see. And I would love to be like just mildly more famous. I mean, just like just a way for me to buy more eyeliner. You think this pays for itself? It doesn't. Jovi and Yara. So Jovi and Yara arrive to Jovi's mom's party that she threw, their engagement party. That was like a wedding. And because they had a first dance. Okay, so they have a first dance, and hilarious first dance. I so badly want to know what song was Jovi and Yara's actual first dance. Like, remember when everyone had their like first father-daughter dance to like weddings being like that Butterfly Kisses song? Anyway, I think it's aged myself. Jovi's like trying to touch her butt. She's like, don't touch my butt. I hate you, Jovi. And then Jovi's parents. I wish I can remember Jovi's mom's name. I cannot, but like Monty is burned in my mind. So Monty's wife is just like, oh, they're so moth outside the window. Oh, they're so in love. You can really see the love in their eyes. I didn't know for sure if they were going to make it because I had a bad feeling. But now I can see, and I know these things, a mother's intuition, how much they're in love. And literally, as she's saying that, they are just like, I hate you so fucking much, you like son of a bitch. Yari's been pissed this whole time because she's hungry and she's pregnant. She does not want to be at a party. And she's been offered is like a soggy crawfish sandwich and like a buck-toothed Jovi just like drinking like out of his mind and just like sometimes Jovi looks like he can't see anything except for like broad rooms. Like, sometimes like Jovi looks around a room, you're like, I don't think his eyes actually lock onto specific objects. I think that he just does like broad sweeps, panoramics. He only sees panoramics. You know what I'm saying? Is that a thing? So He decides also to tell his parents that Yara's pregnant, and Yara wanted this, so she gets her way in this situation. And another thing that made me really happy for Yara is how many people told her she was pretty. She got there, honey, and Jovi's family was like, "Oh my God, you're gorgeous! What? Are you kidding me? Jovi got what? How'd you even mean? Jesus Christ, you're beautiful, whatever. God bless." And she is really, really pretty. Yeah, she looks different because of like the plastic surgery she got. God bless. So God bless. But God bless, she does look great. And so they do end up telling Monty and Jovi's mom that they're pregnant, and it's so interesting again because in this situation they're like, "We have something to tell you. We have news," and they're like, "No, no," and they're like, "Yep, we're pregnant," and it's like it's so interesting that like the first scene of someone, I'm making my hair, is like someone being upset that someone's pregnant. No, don't, no. It's so like, you didn't want this. Now, of course, Jovi's mom is really like, "I'm so happy. It's the best thing ever." But Monty doesn't feel that way. Monty wanted to put a baby in your arm. I mean, I hate that man. Truly. I don't like that man. So then Jovi looks over and Yara's smiling because they've taken a picture together with the parents. So Yara had to smile. But she doesn't usually have fun. She's not having fun, just so you know. But Jovi is like, "Thank God. I did the thing that Yara wanted, was to tell my parents that she was pregnant. And now I get to just do my Jovi, and doing the Jovi is like being single and drinking without a care in the world at his engagement party." So he does, to the point where he's just like walking around. She's like, "Jovi," his friends are coming over to like Yara being like, "It's weird that he is being so drunky. It is not the greatest, like we wish that he would kind of be more respectful towards you." Is exactly what Yara wants to hear. At one point, Yara is like this close to him, like he's my hand and I'm Yara. And she's like, "Jovi." And Jovi's like, and she's like, "Jovi." And Jovi's like, she's like, "Why can't you not hear me? I am right here talking to you." And Jovi's like, "I don't know." I'm like, the fact that I'm using my hand. But like, Jovi, she was right behind you and she was calling your name. And there's no other goddamn Jovis. It's not like Jovi has like Jovi Jr., like Monty's name is Monty, Jovi's name is Jovi, and all the other friends are like, I don't know, but there's no other Jovis. So, especially Yara's voice, Jovi, you know that voice, and he just like does not want that woman to be taking him away from his like beer drinking time, I looked up. I miss Watu, honey. Okay, so after like sort of the party continues and the producers bring them out to have like a little confessional. They're like baiting them. It's again incredibly obvious to anyone what Yara's mindset is at all times. Like Yara is not one to like hold back. So Yara has literally said, "I'm not having fun" a billion times, but they're like, "Yara, how are you having fun at this party?" And Yara's like, "Not." And then her and Jovi fight. And it's really hard to watch. Like, Jovi's just like, basically like, "I don't want to hear this. You're like angry and controlling." And Jovi is just drunk. Just a dumb Creole drunk man. That's what he is. And it goes back to this Natalie thing where Yara's like, "I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. Look at me. I look like this and I'm smart. Why do you think I deserve this?" Now, here's the thing. I don't think Yara has done anything to Jovi, like Natalie throwing back the ring. I don't think either women deserve to be feeling like insecure in this situation, both of them do. Yara feels insecure in that she doesn't know anyone at this party that much. She's surrounded by your fucking family and friends, and like she's pregnant and doesn't feel well, and you should just be like catering to her and making sure that she feels good. But you're not. And Natalie obviously feels the way she does. And I agree with Yara. I've loved Yara this whole time. I agree with Yara. You can come for me. I think that she's right. I think that Yara is, for all intents and purposes, classier and smarter and prettier, or more beautiful, more attractive, smarter, and has better taste than Jovi. I don't think that Jovi's demonstrated in any of his decision-making capabilities that he is like one to hang your hat on. I don't feel bad for him. I just feel like that he's, how would I describe this? Pedestrian. He just wants to like drink with his friends, with his like trashy friends who like disrespect him and hate him all the time until he like is drunk enough to bring some stripper home and pay her to like whatever. That's what his life is. He should be so happy to have found someone like Yara. Truly. And I think that Yara doesn't understand why he's not treating her that way. And that is the crutch of like dating. You know? Rebecca and Zayed talk about insecure women. Okay, my God, this is hard. Okay, so Rebecca having felt insecure from the night before over the situation that happened with like hot girl Hannah and Zayed, which was that this like blonde biddy bachelor reject like offered her parents moving trucks for Zayed to move the furniture when Rebecca was at work. But those details were lost on Zayed, exactly what was happening. And Zayed has been really trying to like get along with Rebecca's friends and like be cool guy Zayed. So I don't know about you, but this season Zayed feels so different from the first season Zayed. In every way, he looks different, he acts different. He seems way more liberal in some way, liberal or just way more go with the flow, more easygoing, I guess, in this situation. He's really trying, I think. They go to Rebecca's son's, Brandon's house, who Brandon is 2 years difference of Zayed's age or whatever, this new stepson. Brandon has a wife and a kid, maybe more than one kid. And Rebecca has said that Brandon has seen her in a lot of bad situations with men, which brings back my thinking of like, oh God, of like what Rebecca's friends and family has seen Rebecca go through, and thusly why they're able and capable of like treating her with like a kid, like not like they don't respect the decisions that she can make. It's because they've seen a lot of stuff. And it must have been hard for Brandon also, and I guess both Tiffany and Brandon, to like watch their mom like deal with that. Ugh. So, but here it is, all better now because Zayed's there. And he like meets Brandon, they hug right away. And it made me really, really happy. Like, I love a good hug, like Arabic men, when they like love each other, when they're like friends, it's like a lot of like, yeah, habibi, and like kisses, there's a lot of like bromance style stuff, or like men that are like, I guess stereotypically very like mask. They're like, they're, Arab men are very warm to each other in a non-cold or standoffish way, like habibi is like my eyes or my life, like like whatever. So like, I'm so happy to see Zayed like embrace Brandon, and Brandon is like, yeah, Brandon's like, he's a little awkward, but he really hugged us, and Zayed's been playing with them kids. And then Brandon's wife, like, I swear to God, the producers just went to Rebecca's people and they're just like, who here wants to have an awkward scene? Who here wants to call out something awkward in front of Rebecca and make her feel like shit? And then they all, like, the people that wanted to do that raised hands. And so, like, Melanie did and Tiffany did. In this case, like, Brandon's wife was like, I will. So in this scene, she's like, oh, Zayed, you're so good with kids, like in my kids, but you know, like, obviously with Rebecca, old, she can't have kids. So how do you feel about that? Meanwhile, Rebecca, like, you literally see her, like, you know, you're just like, what the, oh, you know, like, why, oh God, why are you bringing it up? Zayed handles it like goddamn, what's his face from Bridgerton. I mean, with the eloquence of, like, oh my God, he's just like, I mean, he barely can speak English, but he's like, I love the kids, you know, I very close with my sister's kids, and but I can't do, you know, Zayed has a very specific accent, which is this. He speaks Arabic, but he also speaks perfect French. His English is in a French accent. So I can't actually do it because I don't speak good French, you know, but it's like whatever. So basically he's like, it's cool if I don't have kids. I love kids, but I don't need to have kids or whatever. And then Rebecca, like, wants to talk about this more. I bet you Rebecca and Zayed have had this conversation, probably brought up to them a lot, not just with Rebecca's own family and stuff, but probably like in social media, because people are like harsh as hell. So people are probably like coming at her, coming at him, being like, I'll give you kids, like, you know, whatever, you know, to Zayed, because it's hard. It's hard out there to be like social media stars on reality shows like this. So Rebecca wants to have a conversation with him where she, like, is just like, look, you may say that you don't want kids now, but you are 27. Things change, and I can't have kids. And Zayed at first is like, yeah, you know, like, it's fine. I don't want them now. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think of something that could be upsetting later. But then in the confessional, at one point, he's like, look, all men want children, you know? And that is such an interesting fact. Do all men want children? I mean, no. The answer is no, right? There's a lot of men that don't want children. I know men that don't have children. And not that, you know, not that the ones that don't have children didn't want children, but I know men that A, didn't want children, and B, didn't have them. And women, of course. But why I'm bringing it up is like, oh, is it that you, like, secretly do? I think Zayed does want children. I think that he just doesn't want to think about what could get in the way of this situation. He says, my God wants me to be with Rebecca. And I'm not, like, obviously I'm not Muslim, and I'm not Islamic. And so I don't know, like, the complexities of feeling like a divine pull towards a certain path in life. Like, I don't know what that means. You know, so I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, is he saying that he believes that Allah, like, has designed this path for him forward, and he must be on this path, and to veer from such is to be like haram or whatever? It brings, like, another interest into, like, his commitment to this. I mean, he treats Rebecca, I think, better than any man besides Tariq. Tariq and Zayed treat their women better emotionally than any other men on this show. Brandon treats Julia horribly. Jovi treats Yara bad. Mike and Natalie are not on the same page. And I mean, I'm not saying that Mike treats Natalie horribly, but he's not treating her well. They're not on the same page, you know, like, they're not, you know, like, okay. Zayed, for all intents and purposes, has been here this whole time to be like, it's okay, Rebecca. You don't have anything in the apartment? That's fine. I don't need it. Honey, whatever you need. You live in this apartment with some other dude that you know I hate? That's fine. I'll go out to drinks twice with these people I don't really want to have drinks with. You get mad at me that I know about? Okay, that's fine. I literally love you so much. I think you're the most beautiful. Like, Zayed has been trying to keep Rebecca, like, secure and confident and happy and emotionally, whatever, just like he's kept her, he's got her, in a way that when juxtaposed with some of the other people on the show, you're just like, well, okay. I don't think that if Rebecca was pregnant, even though we just talked about the fact that she can't be, if Rebecca was pregnant and Zayed, and obviously we know that Zayed really can't have alcohol because of the whole Muslim thing, but I'm just saying, I think that Zayed wouldn't treat a pregnant Rebecca the way that Jovi's treating Yara. Where he would leave, because he wouldn't just leave a pregnant Rebecca like at some party and go talk to his friends. I mean, it seems like he would have more of a magnetized, or like, I think that he would be more like present for her. He wouldn't leave her alone. So sometimes I watch 90 Day Fiancé through the TLC app, which you can stream live if you have a cable provider for the East Coast feed, which is how I get to watch it. I start watching it at 5. People are asking, because I'm in the West Coast, baby boo, and it's 8 o'clock and I've already watched it. How? That's how. The other thing about Zayed, of me loving him so much this season, is just like, I just love his little look. I love this like Danny Zuko, like slick back hair look. I don't know, like, I really want the best for Rebecca and him. And I really like, I don't want to put this on Zayed. I really hope that through the healing of like a relationship with a secure person, that Rebecca can sort of like heal the wound within her heart of however she feels less than or insecure, Rebecca's really beautiful. I think Rebecca is beautiful. Yes, I hate her hair. No, I hate it. And her makeup most of the time. And her hair, and I mean, but I will show you in my edited recaps because I took pictures. Her hair in this cafe scene that she has when she asks Zayed if he wants to have children. I mean, has she been sweating, honey? It's the greasiest hair in the whole world. And then it cuts to her in the confessional, honey, where she has like yellow, orange, red hair, where you're just like, Rebecca, like, it's just interesting just for someone who cares so much about aesthetics. I mean, she cares so much about aesthetics in the sense of like the whole like ring light filter look. Like, if you care, like, hair is sort of easy to get done. I mean, you just like, hair cutting and coloring happens like one-stop shop at a shop. One-stop shop at a hair salon is what I meant to say. So it's just sometimes interesting for me when I'm just like, Darcy and Rebecca, like, you girls have been on this show. You're on this show, like, and both of you in your own ways are superficial-esque, vain-esque. Again, so am I. I am superficial and vain in the way in which I'm saying is purely by someone who cares about the aesthetic that they're showing. Those women, obviously, for the reasons why I said, care about their aesthetic. If Rebecca didn't care about her aesthetic, then she wouldn't have used the filters and all that stuff, right? And Darcy obviously cares about her aesthetic. And I do too. I'm not, saying such, but like, I'm just telling you that, like, if I was on a show, that was on a television show, especially like second or third season, where like I had already watched myself, I knew how this shit worked. I get my hair done. I just get my hair done. Just get it colored, cut. Now, here's the thing. I think that with Rebecca, I think that she is financially insecure. But I think that with Rebecca, her daughter Tiffany's a makeup artist, which I hate the makeup that Tiffany uses. But all I'm saying is, if you are someone like Tiffany and you're in the world of beauty like that, then you have like friends that are at schools and salons, and Rebecca can go to like L'Oreal school and get base color and some highlights for like a student rate. Truly, just so you know. Okay, let's go on to Tariq and Hazel. Side note is, okay, we're gonna talk about Tariq's, so we'll talk about Tariq and Hazel, and they have a Zoom with his friend Angela, which I just like is so funny because, side note is, if you seen Angela Deem's like recent pictures. She's slimmed down. Yeah, girl. No, she's lost them. She's lost some lbs, honey. She's slim, real slim. I mean, it's whew. She's gonna be like super skinny on Facebook. I know this sounds so crazy. I think I'm friends with her on Facebook. It's not like her. It's like a profile that she uses that for some reason feels personal, even though anyone can join it. And she uses, and maybe I think she probably does this on Instagram. I just don't follow her on Instagram, but she like uses Facebook's story feature. And so I'll see pictures of her from there. I mean, she's so skinny. Okay. Tariq and Hazel. So Tariq and Hazel, are in this epidemic, honey. And they've been talking about getting a girl. But for some reason, we don't get to see them get the girl. We now get to have a Zoom phone call with Angela about it. This conversation with Angela should have happened at Hazel and Tariq's welcome party. Like when Angela gave Hazel the blue scarf, Hazel should have been like, "Thank you so much. I'm going to get a girlfriend." Because the fact that we have already now made a profile and then it feels like, and now we have the Zoom, it's like a regression. It's like a step back in the storyline. What I'm telling you is that sharp producers, TLC producers, this is not good storyline. This is not moving it forward. Like if I was a network, I would give you a note. Needs to be edited out. It's isn't heightening. So now, yeah, Angela is now not even in real life, just through a computer. Hazel has like a thimble of wine, honey, and for some reason, the first sip, she's like, just like she's like, I'm so drunk. Like I swear to God, I mean, I don't know what's wrong. Like Tariq's like, "Oh, you're a lightweight," and I understand that you might be a lightweight, but honey, like she's acting. I feel like that's like how Hazel gets to like lose the whole like Filipino Christian woman. I bet when she like, yeah, I bet every time that she like gets to like have fun with women, she has to be like, "I'm gonna have a little drink of what," and that's her way of like pretending that she has no inhibitions. Weren't you just like, "You're not drunk yet, girl"? Like what? So because in this phone call with Angela, Hazel makes it seem like she slips out that she like wants to get a girlfriend. But then it feels like the scene was just constructed like at Tariq's request so that he could address the fact that it wasn't his idea for her to get a girlfriend, that he's not pressuring her to do so. It probably looks like he wants this and that he's pressuring her, but it's what she wants and he's just trying to make Hazel happy. That's why we get this scene. But we got that scene. Just nothing happens except talking about something we already know about. Just, I mean, boring. That's what happened in the episode, my loves. That's it. Now I'm going to talk to you guys and eat these chips. I'm excited about what's going to happen as it all like boils over. I mean, I don't want any more Andrew and Amira unless Andrew literally flies over to France. Then, I mean, don't show me anything else. You guys remember Dean from Pillow Talk? Of course. Thumbs up. I wonder what's happening with Dean's girlfriend and how's Dean and, because Dean's living overseas. I love you, Lisa. Love me some Lisa. I just feel like, is Betty for real? Oh, rumor. Oh my God. Jay coming in. Hot. Rumor is Amira is in the US. What's Xavier think? Remember how Paula had that like gay best friend who hated Russ? He was always around. I forgot the first season. I want that much Xavier. I loved that Amira's friend Xavier with the glasses. Dean's girlfriend's pregnant. Okay, well. I'm pretty sure as a guy, watching 90 Day Fiancé disqualifies me from dating most girls laughing my ass off. No. Think that you should put on your date profile because a lot of women watch it. I guess my question to you is like, did you find this by yourself or did you have like some biddy in your life that was like, we're watching this tonight, boo? And then you just like broke off with that girl, but the 90 days stayed. Natalie doesn't love Mike. She wants a baby to bring her mother over. Yeah, I know she does. I know. I know she does. I feel like, yeah, Natalie just thinks that because she's better than Mike, that Mike should just be so happy that he got Natalie. And she should get her evil plan. But Mike is sensitive. Can feel the fact that she doesn't love him. And then isn't cooperating, right? That's what it feels like. H3 showed me this. H3 the YouTuber. H3 is a person that showed you 90 Day Fiancé? Oh, okay. I'm just, to my own detriment, probably why I have like no subscribers is because I'm not at all active in the YouTube world. I don't know YouTubers. He's big. Oh God. Oh no, this chewing is terrible. Okay. Sorry. Join the gang, show the love, thumbs it up, like the video. Thank you guys so much. You know, it's so funny because sometimes people like chewing, like ASMR and like eating things. Sometimes people really hate it. Oh, he's big. He's big physically. Oh. I'm not laughing at him at being big. You know that I used to weigh a lot. I'm laughing at the fact that I totally thought you guys were just like, no, he's like a big YouTuber. He has like millions of subscribers. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I don't know. H3, honey. I mean, I'm saying it right. H3. You know, what is that? Is that what it is? He also has a large subscriber account. Yeah, he does. Oh, okay. Well, God bless. But he's married to a fine. Okay, so he's big. Okay, so this is what you're saying. There's this person that is physically large, also very popular, who's married to a fine girl who watches 90 Day Fiancé. Is that what you're telling me about this person? I'm so glad. Well, God bless this person, honey. I mean, this person's worked it out. This person's found someone that watches the show, has gotten married. That person is attractive, and that person has a large YouTube subscriber account. I want to go to there. I want that. I would like that. God, you all know this person, huh? God, you all know. Okay, well. Let's see what else, baby boos. Have you guys watched Kenan Thompson's new NBC show? It's called Kenan. It's after the Young Rock. Young Rock was good too. It's on Tuesday nights. And did you guys watch SNL? I love you, Lisa. You know, listen, for you guys that have been with me, well, you're here with me now. You're here with me now and have been with me these past couple months. Could you imagine if I ever did get famous or I ever did get, oh, the sprinklers just came on. If I ever got famous or I ever got like a crazy amount of YouTube subscribers, you guys would just be like, oh, we were here first. Well, we'll see. It would be so cool hearing you comment on YouTube drama. Yeah, like, but I don't know any. God, I feel so old for that. PewDiePie also made 90 Day content. No, I didn't know that. Not even am I saying that person's right name right? PewDiePie. Oh my God, Lisa, come. Yeah, YouTube drama is lucrative though, right? Because I think, yeah, because what happens is once you like watch one person's like take on a YouTube drama, then like they all get suggested. So it's like what? You're saying that I would have to like know about the beauty, is like the beauty YouTuber drama, or just like is that like what's his fucking like Jeffree Star? Is that what you mean? Like is it like that I have to like talk about Jeffree Star? I mean, God. Cuz I care about makeup obviously, but like I'm just not like I'm just not that petty. I don't know what it is about talking about 90 Day because it's a docu-series, it feels like these people are like subjects. I don't know. Yeah, I could do YouTuber stuff. I just have to like I mean, is it like JoJo Siwa, like that person? You can tell H3H3's I don't know how that person's name. Wife fell in love with his sub count, not him. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna do I don't know about enough about that. Here's the thing. I don't know enough about that kind of stuff, and people are gonna be doing it better than me because like I'm too old. I'm too old. But I do know I have to make more content. I think I just have to like stick to like more pop culture stories kind of stuff. And maybe more like reality show stuff. I mean, I'm so happy you guys are here, and my 90 Day audience is like real strong, and I'm so thankful. And then I wish that I could just like tap into like a somewhat similar amount of people that were into like Real Housewives of New Jersey or Beverly Hills, because I do love those shows so much. But if you like literally, I have done those shows in recaps, and you can look at my views and you'll see like I have 90 Day videos that have like 20,000 views. And then like my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or New Jersey have like 402, you know. I shouldn't be looking at subscriber views, but I mean, it's a marketed difference for the amount of work that goes into like edited recaps. This stuff is easy. Like I could just go on and talk to you after the show, but like, to do the edited recaps, which I don't mind doing, I like doing it, when people watch them. It's like, you know, it takes a long time to edit that. It just does. Like I wish it didn't take me so long. Sometimes it doesn't take as long, but it like takes me at least a day. At least. What is your day job? So I work with my father. We have a wealth management firm, and I also act. So I worked last week, and I worked this week. I didn't like just blink because it's like porn. Yeah, I also love Sister Wives, so maybe I could do Sister Wives. Final Cut Pro. Oh, it'd make it harder to. I mean, it takes me like 9 years in iMovie. In fact, I don't even know how to use Final Cut Pro. And it's just because the amount of footage to go through and like to add pictures and stuff. What was the name of the Cloud9 episode? Um, I think you're talking about Superstore. I was on an episode of Superstore the first season, and I think it was called Shots and Salsa. I play a pregnant woman. So Sister Wives, my favorite. Do it, do it, do it. Yeah, like especially like every time 90 Day ends now, it goes right into the new episode of Sister Wives. And I've watched a lot of it, and it feels like getting to hear Christine talk about being jealous is like one of the few nuggets of truth of like what their actual existence is that they've like let go. Cause like they're so obviously cognizant of not sharing too much. They're like deeply religious, deeply religious folks. Conservative actually, I think, is a confusing word because of the connotation, denotation to use in this situation. Because in some ways, I would consider them conservative and probably their modesty choices and stuff. And then there's some other ways, like they're vehemently pro same-sex marriage and things, specifically also because of the ties in which it has to their own marriage equality or marriage rights. So I shouldn't use political words that can be confusing in such a situation. But with them, they've been somewhat, I want to say, conservative in what they have actually shared on TV with. Yes and no, because they've been on so long, some things had to happen. So when Mariah came out, like they had to talk about it, and then the catfish situation was huge that Mary had to deal with. And the only reason why they came out with it is because they had to. Because they had to, you know. Oh, okay, baby booze. Couple more minutes and I gotta go. So, any final thoughts you have? I don't know. Any final things? I know I'm gonna do an edited recap, but I do have work this week, so which takes precedence because I get paid. So I will put it up though, okay? Please not the religious fanatics with 56 children shows. No, I won't do a Dunger. I won't do the Duggars because there's sexual child abuse in that family. So no thanks. Tap out. All right, guys. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for talking to me and being here for an hour and just like being here talking with me for an hour, like I just said, for the hour in which you have been here talking with me. I thank you. And I really hope you have a great week. And even though that was a fake voice, I didn't mean it. I really, really sincerely do hope you have a great week. It's Sunday night. I want you to get a good night's sleep, honey. I want you to get real restful. I want you to like dream big while also having a very restful, deep sleep. When you go to bed tonight, do some deep breaths. Visualize all of your problems, all of the worries that you have. If you have a lot of those problems and worries, make a list before you go to bed. Get a brain dump it out. Then when you go to bed, visualize such things being being like blown out the top of your head, like when you breathe and you like let go of the breath, as if you are letting go of all those things, exiting your mouth, getting the hell out of your body on a Sunday night. And then start to feel a heaviness in your feet. And let that heaviness travel up your body so that you are just so relaxed, so content, so soft. And in this state of pure relaxation, know that this is your true aligned self, and the voice you're hearing in your head is your soul and your heart. To listen to it, and if you are grounded in that, then everything else will come together. And that's how you take on this week. That's how you do it. I hope that, that if you find a love in your life, that love is attractive, but also looks to you, not just because of your high subscriber account. All right. Take care of yourselves. Oh, that's what I usually say in my recaps. Take care of yourselves and each other. Oh yeah. Follow me on Instagram, Farah. Join my Vanity Farah Facebook group. It's when I always tell people I go live. So if you didn't get this notification and you're wondering why, you can also just join that group and see. All right. Take care of yourselves and each other. Stand up for what you believe and make art. And I appreciate you and I love you. And thank you so much. And do it. Okay. Have a good week.